Ghost became an instant classic upon its release in 1990, easily blending love, tragedy, suspense, and even comedy into one unforgettable film starring Demi Moore, Patrick Swayze, and Whoopi Goldberg. Despite its supernatural romance theme, there are fascinating details about how this movie was made and what it ultimately resulted in, which remain largely unknown to many. The film not only captivated audiences with its heartwarming and spine-chilling story, but also paved the way for new film standards, making it a landmark in cinematic history. Here, we delve into the untold stories behind Ghost and its incredible impact on both Hollywood and global pop culture. Ghost's success was built on the foundation of remarkable performances, an engaging script, and a perfect balance of humor, romance, and supernatural elements. But it wasn't always destined for the monumental success it achieved. When Ghost was first conceived, no one expected it to become a worldwide phenomenon, but its unexpected rise was built on unique elements, one of the first being the genre-bending script. The screenplay for Ghost was written by Bruce Joel Rubin, whose work combined supernatural themes with a heartfelt love story. Rubin's script was groundbreaking because it managed to balance suspense, humor, spiritual themes, and a deep emotional connection, making it more than just a simple love story. It explored the idea of love transcending death, a theme that resonated deeply with audiences around the world. The screenplay also pushed the boundaries of genre expectations, as romantic fantasy thrillers rarely won recognition in the prestigious category of Best Original Screenplay. Ghost was competing against films like Alice by Woody Allen, Avalon by Barry Levinson, Green Card by Peter Weir, and Metropolitan by Whit Stillman. But the script stood out for its uniqueness and its blend of genres, which critics praised for its emotional depth and accessibility. The film's success in this category of the Academy Awards wasn't just a reflection of the script's quality. In fact, Ghost won 2 Academy Awards at the 63rd Academy Awards ceremony in 1991, one for Best Original Screenplay and another for Best Supporting Actress, which marked a historic moment for Hollywood. Whoopi Goldberg, who portrayed the quick-witted psychic Oda Mae Brown, received the 2nd Academy Award. Her performance was praised for its perfect balance of warmth, humor, and emotional depth. Patrick Swayze, who had never used a pottery wheel before, joined Moore for the second half of the scene. His natural inexperience in pottery added an unplanned layer of realism and vulnerability to the sequence. The chemistry between Swayze and Moore, paired with the music of Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers, created a truly magical and emotionally stirring moment in cinematic history. Interestingly, Ghost also gave birth to a new era of romantic films. In 1990, big-budget action movies like Die Hard 2, Total Recall, and Dick Tracy dominated the box office. However, none of them managed to secure a top 5 spot for the year. Instead, a romantic film like Pretty Woman and Ghost took the spotlight, showing that romance was a force to be reckoned with in Hollywood. Ghost was a massive commercial success, grossing $505 million worldwide, and it spent 19 consecutive weekends in the top 5 at the box office. Its success was unexpected, considering its modest budget of $22 million. It wasn't just a romance. It was a supernatural thriller with a comedic twist. Audiences loved the emotional depth of the story, and the movie's unexpected rise to the top of the box office marked a shift in Hollywood, where romantic films once again became popular in an era dominated by explosive action films. However, Ghost was more than just a box office hit. It turned its lead actors into Hollywood legends. Demi Moore's career reached new heights after the film's success. Before Ghost, she had roles in films like St. Elmo's Fire and About Last Night, but she wasn't yet considered a major star. After her emotional portrayal of Molly, Moore became one of Hollywood's highest-paid actresses, commanding salaries that were unheard of at the time. She went on to star in films like A Few Good Men, Indecent Proposal, and Disclosure. By the mid-1990s, Moore became the highest-paid actress in Hollywood, earning $12.05 million per movie for films like Striptease, 1996, even though the film didn't perform well at the box office. Patrick Swayze, too, saw his career change after Ghost. While he had been known for his tough guy roles in films like Roadhouse and Dirty Dancing, Ghost revealed a different side of his acting abilities. Swayze's portrayal of Sam Wheat, a ghost trying to protect his partner, was filled with tenderness and vulnerability, making him one of Hollywood's most beloved stars. Interestingly, Swayze's involvement in the film wasn't a sure thing in the early stages of production. Director Jerry Zucker initially resisted casting Swayze, but after seeing his audition, Zucker was convinced. Tony Goldwyn's role as Carl, Sam's best friend and eventual betrayer, also made an impact. His portrayal of a morally flawed character was so convincing that audiences couldn't separate him from his villainous role. Goldwyn received hate mail from viewers who were so invested in the love story that they took Carl's betrayal personally. The film's emotional depth and the complexity of its characters made it resonate deeply with audiences, who were moved by the story's raw portrayal of love, loss, and betrayal. Beyond the performances, Ghost had a unique effect on the music industry. The iconic scene featuring Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers helped revive the song, which originally peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1965. After Ghost's release, the song was re-released and climbed to number 1 on the Billboard Adult Contemporary chart, becoming one of the most enduring songs tied to a film. The revival of the song cemented the importance of music in film, especially when paired with emotionally powerful scenes. Despite all the success, Ghost's production wasn't without its challenges. Bruce Joel Rubin, the screenwriter, originally had doubts about how audiences would react to the film's unique blend of genres. He recalled how he initially thought it was either going to be a major hit or a total disaster. Patrick Swayze, too, admitted he wasn't sure the movie would work. However, the film's success proved that sometimes the most unexpected stories resonate with audiences in the most profound ways. The legacy of Ghost goes beyond its box office success or its Academy Awards. It reshaped Hollywood's view of romantic films, blending supernatural themes with heartfelt emotion and offering a fresh take on love and loss. The Pottery scene, in particular, remains one of the most iconic moments in cinematic history, endlessly referenced and parodied in pop culture. From The Naked Gun 2, A Half to Community, and 2.5 Men, the scene has remained a symbol of cinematic romance. The impact of Ghost is undeniable. It became a film that transcended genres and left a lasting imprint on Hollywood. As the years go by, Ghost continues to be remembered as a movie that taught us that love never truly dies, and it remains one of the most beloved films of all time. Whether through the romantic chemistry of its leads, the unforgettable music, or the unique supernatural twist, Ghost stands as a testament to the power of storytelling and the enduring nature of love, both in life and beyond. In addition to the overwhelming success of the film, Ghost also had a significant impact on its supporting cast. Tony Goldwyn, who played Carl, Sam's best friend and eventual murderer, received a unique form of recognition for his role. Audiences disliked Carl so intensely for his betrayal of Sam that Goldwyn received hate mail from viewers. They were so emotionally invested in the romance between Sam and Molly that they couldn't separate Goldwyn from his villainous character. And in interviews, Goldwyn recalled that he was confronted by strangers in public who expressed their hatred for Carl's actions. While it was a strange experience for the actor, he took it as a compliment to his craft, as it demonstrated how deeply movies could affect viewers. Ghost was also a major turning point for Patrick Swayze, whose portrayal of Sam Wheat resonated with audiences on a deeply emotional level. Before the film, Swayze was known for his tough guy roles, especially in Roadhouse. But Ghost revealed a new side to his acting, showing his ability to convey tenderness and vulnerability. Director Jerry Zucker was initially resistant to casting Swayze for the role, feeling that he was too much of an action star for a role that required emotional depth. However, after seeing Swayze's audition, Zucker was won over. In fact, it was during the audition that Zucker realized just how much emotional depth Swayze could bring to the character. The audition scene where Sam is confronted with his death and expresses his desire to protect Molly was so powerful that it moved the entire room to tears. Another significant aspect of Ghost was the music, particularly the song Unchained Melody. The iconic Pottery scene set to this song has become synonymous with the film. The Righteous Brothers version of Unchained Melody was originally released in 1965 and reached number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. However, after Ghost was released, the song was re-released and became a massive hit again, reaching #1 on the Billboard Adult Contemporary chart. Becoming one of the most enduring songs tied to a film, the revival of the song introduced a new generation to the music of the Righteous Brothers and helped solidify Unchained Melody as one of the most enduring songs in pop culture. Despite its commercial success, Ghost faced its share of challenges during production. One of the most surprising facts is that Bruce Willis was initially offered the lead role of Sam Wheat, but he turned it down. At the time, Willis was married to Demi Moore, and it seemed like a natural fit for the couple to star together in a film. However, Willis didn't understand the film's premise and didn't think it would work. He later admitted that turning down the role was a mistake, and that Ghost went on to become a much bigger hit than he had ever imagined. Ironically, a few years later, Willis would star in The Sixth Sense, a film about a ghost trying to come to terms with the living world. While turning down the role in Ghost didn't hurt his career, he would always wonder what might have been if he had taken it. Perhaps one of the most interesting behind-the-scenes stories is how Ghost impacted Patrick Swayze's personal life. During production, Swayze had to confront a deeply painful memory from his own life, the death of his father. When he saw a plastered dummy being used to represent his character's lifeless body, it triggered flashbacks to his father's funeral. Swayze recalled feeling as if he was reliving the moment when he touched his father's body in the coffin. The experience was overwhelming, and it made certain scenes feel more real and emotionally charged. Swayze channeled this deep personal grief into his performance, making Sam's struggle to protect Molly feel all the more poignant and raw. The emotional authenticity Swayze brought to the role was one of the reasons why audiences connected so deeply with the film. As Ghost continued to captivate audiences worldwide, it also left a lasting cultural legacy. The Pottery scene has become one of the most parodied moments in film history, appearing in countless TV shows and films. In 1991, The Naked Gun 2½, The Smell of Fear humorously recreated the scene with Leslie Nielsen and Priscilla Presley. In 2010, the TV sitcom community took a more ironic approach to the scene. Even Demi Moore's personal life became part of the parody, as her ex-husband Ashton Kutcher recreated the scene in a 2014 episode of 2½ Men. The Pottery scene's cultural influence continues to be felt, as it remains one of the most memorable romantic moments in cinematic history. In the end, Ghost was not just a box office smash, but a film that transcended genres, combining romance, suspense, comedy, and the supernatural into something truly unique. Its success proved that a well-told love story could captivate audiences, even when it was blended with other genres, and that love, even in death, is a theme that resonates with people worldwide.